Live from New York City, it's the Wendy Williams Show. Today, Wendy's sounding off on all the juiciest hot topics. And star of the hit series The Game, Brittany Daniel is here, telling us what to expect in the surprising last season. Plus, Food Network star Katie Lee shares her favorite warm weather recipes. So bring on the heat. Now, here's Wendy!
So nice! Thanks for the love. Ta-da! Thank you for watching. My co-host, my studio audience. Oh, boy. I'm doing great. Spring has finally sprung here in New York. Let's get started. It's time for Hot Topics. Okay. Thank you. What a reception. So, I've got lots to talk about during Hot Topics. So while they continue to cheer, you and I can talk. Oh, they're with us. I was telling everyone at home that we have a lot to talk about during Hot Topics. So let's get started, all right? So Nick and Mariah, they say that there could be hope for them after all. They say, I don't say. All right, so here's the deal. So Nick was asked recently if they'd ever get back together. And he paused for a moment, and then he goes, never say never. I say he was being polite to the very fragile-minded mother of his twins. Look, what's he supposed to say? Heck no? Or that ship has sailed? I mean, they just spent Easter together as a family, and it's you know, once you have kids with a woman and then you're divorcing her, you have an obligation not to badmouth her when the cameras stop you. You do. And I like that he said never say never. Now, I know that that means, because I was asked in our morning meeting, Wendy, do you think that that's giving Mariah false hope that they might get back together? I said, no. Mariah knows what it is. You know, it's just like if your man said never say never to the press. You actually know what that is. You're never getting back with him, but at least he's being polite for the sake of the kids and my fragility, right? Anyway, that was very cute, Mariah. Nick, you also. But Mariah does need to move on, and not that guy that we were telling you about, that Ratner, longtime friend of his. I'm talking about move on to like a real relationship. On a side note, though, Mariah showed support, or Nick showed support of Mariah by posting her oh so airbrush album cover on Instagram. Take a look. This is Mariah's new album. It is definitely. Wait, no, hold on. All right, not hold on. Show the other one. Show the real Mariah. It's not bad, the real one, but she just goes so overboard with everything and then stretches. But here's the great thing about this album, because I know what you're thinking. Oh my gosh, she's still trying to make new music. Why can't she just stick with the music that we already know and then take that residency in Vegas, which I've been suggesting what she's going to do? Well, it turns out that the album is called Number 1 to Infinity. The only new song is the Infinity song. There are 18 other songs on it, all the ones that we know. The Vision of Love, and and the Honey, and all that. Yeah. So that is definitely worth a check out. So let's talk about Lindsay Lohan. Do you remember we used to talk about her so much that we do, now it's time for a Lindsay update? Yeah. Well, now it's time for a Lindsay update. Hit it! So apparently Lindsay, who's still over in the UK, she's trying to live her life, you know, on the straight and narrow, I guess being sober and, you know, staying out of, you know, the press, which is great. Her mother, Dina, who is one of these young moms, you know, beautiful woman out on Long Island. Dina is reportedly negotiating to join UK's celebrity Big Brother. Now, that show is not so big over here. I mean, anymore. Do you still watch Big Brother? No. Did you used to when it first came on? No. Oh. Well, I did, but I don't watch. Is it still on? I have no idea. But I can tell you, in the UK, Big Brother is huge. And they take some of our celebrities and throw them in the house, like I know Perez Hilton's been on. And who else? Gary Busey. Janice Dickinson is rumored to be part of Dina Lohan's. LaToya Jackson was on the UK. Anyway, Dina is denying that she's going to be doing this, but I say she probably is going to do it. I hear that you can get, you know, a nice $200,000 paycheck. You know, and I also heard that Janice Dickinson's going to be a part of this household. But one big problem that hi Janice, still a mess after all these decades. I love her in a good way, Janice. Anyway, the one big problem with Dina is that Lindsay doesn't want her mom in London. Does not want her over there because Lindsay's trying to live her life like a normal person. And you know, Dina is one of these moms who, much like Kris Jenner, who wants, you know, attention, and she wants to be young, and you know, she's probably the mom that, you know, mixes martinis, and then Lindsay might, you know, go along and drink it. And I don't know what they do together. All I know is that we've heard things. So Lindsay's trying to live a nice, clean life, and I say, Lindsay, your mom's gonna, first of all, she's not like she's gonna be out there in the club. She's gonna be trapped in that Big Brother house. So she'll be off the street. Also, even if she gets kicked out of the house and she has to do press, you don't have to see your mom. See, to me, Lindsay does not have an obligation to get together with her mother just because her mother's over in London. As a matter of fact, as far as I'm concerned, Lindsay, it'd be fine if you just hid out from your mother. I mean, you can express your opinion, but remember, this is $200,000 that if she doesn't get it from Big Brother, chances are she might be asking for it from you. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, I need space from my parents. Everybody needs space from your parents. I mean, I know what you're saying. You're lucky you do have parents. I know, we're lucky if we do have our parents. But sometimes we need our space, correct? That's all I'm saying. Good morning, Mommy and Daddy. You know I need my space. Anyway, Taylor Swift's new boyfriend, Calvin Harris. First of all, I was shocked that they were still together because we were reading that he's an alleged opportunist who likes to get together with these popular girls to raise his popularity. Now, I know he's a worldwide DJ. I knew who Calvin Harris was, but many of you might not have known who he was. But now you do, you know, a little bit more because he's dating Taylor Swift, so that's good for him. Anyway, he's got first of all, he's a lot older than her. She's like 21, and he's what, 31?
31, she's 25.
All right, 25 and 31. That's not so bad, that's good, as a matter of fact. Anyway, he's got a strict rule for her. It's a rule I wouldn't follow. I mean, we just got here in this relationship, and you're putting down rules? He's banning her, reportedly, from writing songs about him if they break up. First of all, I've made a fortune. I'm a worldwide music artist off writing songs about breakups. You are not gonna come in my life, Calvin, and ruin my formula. Like, and if you don't want me to write a song, then just don't break up with me. You know what, I think that this is a jerky move, but if she really likes him, if I were her, I would still stay with him, and then once they break up, write the song anyway. But I would say, oh my God, look, that song is not about you, it's about Melvin Paris or something. Anyway, shame on you with the new rules, and Taylor, do your thing. We like to hear about your love life. I have a surprise for you. I have a surprise for you. I have a surprise. Yeah. All right. The new promo for Bruce Jenner's Sit Down with Diane Sawyer was just released. It's very short, but it says a lot. Are you ready? Yeah! Hit it!
Friday night, April 24th on ABC.
My whole life has been getting me ready for this.
Bruce Jenner, The Interview, The Journey, The Decisions, The Future. The Diane Sawyer exclusive. Friday, April 24th on ABC.
Two hours. Just Bruce and Diane. And it's a Friday night, so we can stay up late. Just as long as you remember to tune into our show that following Monday so we can talk about it. And shout out to all my Facebook fans. I expect you all to be sending messages while it's going on. You know I'm a foodie and I love food with TV. I was even thinking, what kind of snack am I gonna have? And I was thinking like some sparkling apple cider and some horseradish cheese on water crackers with a little spread of fig on top. The idea of the hot and the sweets on a thin cracker would go perfectly with Bruce. And then, only did I realize after deciding all this stuff, I'm not even gonna be in front of the TV on the 24th at 9 o'clock. I'm gonna be on stage telling jokes in Detroit. But this is where that DVR thing that you all use would definitely come in handy. No, we don't have that.
We'll get you one.
Is that another thing to dust?
We're gonna send you a nice clean one.
Is it built into the cable box?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
It is?
It is. Or a VCR. No, we don't use
You don't
VCR.
have VCRs.
No.
VCR, really, old lady? So that means that I have to call the cable man over to bring me a new cable box?
They might be able to hook it up.
No, well,
via
that won't be happening. I don't like
wires.
strangers coming over.
All right,
I told you,
all right.
something has got to be broken down to the ground at our house before I'll have somebody come in and service it. Well, just, you guys, make me a copy. All right, thank you. So Shad Moss, who doesn't want to be called Bow Wow anymore in a county, he's 28 years old, he's a grown man. Hi, Shad. How you doing? Well, you know, Shad is engaged to Erica Mena. And at 28 years old, though, people are shocked that he still lives with his mother. In a mansion. Does that make a difference? See, for me, there's no house big enough, Ma, Daddy. There's no house big enough. But look, apparently he's got this 8-bedroom mansion in Atlanta. And his mom, this is his mom here, he's got one of those youngins. Hi, Miss Bow Wow. Anyway, his mom lives on the main floor and upstairs, and apparently Bow Wow and Erica Mena, the fiance, live in the basement. It's the basement of a mansion. It's not like everybody else's basement, you know, spiders. Spiders, and the boiler goes on, and you hear you know, all that noise down there. You know, they said that they fixed it up, and I think that this is terrific. Listen, if it's a mansion basement, it's not so bad. First of all, he's gone for a lot of the year because you know he's on that CSI cyber. They do that out in Atlanta, you know, or in LA. So he's back and forth, and it's nice to have somebody staying at your house in the main area as opposed to the mom in the basement, because when people stay in your house when you're gone for long periods of time, you can change the light pattern. Like tonight, I'll sleep with the dining room light and the living room light on, you know, and maybe the entrance to the house. Tomorrow, you know, I'll turn those off and just put the back door light on and maybe the garage light. You know, so the killer is not coming in to kill and rob. And, you know, Bow Wow and Erica living in the basement of a mansion is totally different than Bradley Cooper's mom and Gloria, because they live together too. Well, you know what? His father passed away, and then he took Gloria in. But now it's time for Gloria to get out, to me. You know, I mean, like, he's grown, he's still with Suki Waterhouse, the three of them live in the house. The problem is that nobody's living in a basement, and nobody's living in an attic. You know, sometimes people fix up their attics. Do you remember that episode of The Brady Bunch? When Marcia and Greg moved into the attic, and then they were separated by beads, which to me was a little creepy, because when you're 16, you're supposed to have more separation than beads from your stepsister. Anyway, but they all live on the main floor of the house. Like, the bedrooms are, like, you know, down the hall from one another. The Coopers and, you know, Mrs. Cooper and whatnot. And they all share the same, it's just different, you know, than living down in the basement. Anyway, let's move along. So now, Alec Baldwin and Kim Basinger's 19-year-old daughter, Ireland, just checked into rehab. Well, she's a beautiful girl. She's tall. She's like 6 feet tall, real long limbs, and she models. I mean, she doesn't model like Cara and Kendall and those girls, but she does some sort of modeling with all that height. Yep. What's the point in being that tall if you can't model or have a talk show? Anyway, Ireland says that she needs intensive therapy to deal with emotional trauma. In other words, she's letting us know it's not drugs. Is that funny? Then why are they laughing? So she's only gonna be there for 2 weeks. To me, it's just me talking. If you need therapy for intense emotional trauma, it would seem to me that you need at least 1 month in a facility. Ireland said that she's not blaming her parents, although at 19 years old, I venture to say it's probably her parents' fault. But we all blamed stuff on our parents when we were 19. It wasn't until we got to be about 39 that we started forgiving them for stuff that they were just ignorant about. But, you know, remember, her father's the same one with that really, really funky personality that called her, "You little pig!" Remember the phone recording? Back in the day, she's like 12 years old. She's gonna hear this from her father. And then Kim Basinger is alleged to suffer from depression. She's also an agoraphobic, like scared to go outside. And she's also one of those people who she stays out of the sun, ergo the beautiful skin, but she's like very, like, I'm not going in the sun. So, you know, with parents, you know, with issues, and as parents we all have issues, I know. But we're talking about her. Look. When your parents have issues and they put you through it and you're 19 years old, it would seem to me that, yeah, and they're Hollywood parents, yeah, you know, a few stints in rehab are just, that's what's in your future. On another note about Ireland, because I didn't know that much about her other than that her daddy called her a pig when she was really young, and there's stuff about her mom. Do you know much about her? No. Well, we started digging. And we didn't have to dig too far. First of all, she's down with the swirl. Meaning she likes all kinds of relationships with black people and Asian people and whatnot. Also, she likes rappers. And she likes women. Yeah. So these two aren't together anymore. Doesn't Ireland look just like her mom right there? Beautiful. Anyway, so the rapper's name is Angel Hayes. And they're not together anymore. But that just, I mean, this is a lot of insight into this young lady right here. Well, good luck, Ireland, with getting your stuff together, and we'll be watching you, because that's what we do here. Congratulations to Kimora Simmons. She just welcomed another baby. It's time for a celebrity shout-out. Hit it! Always have to clap the same way. I mean, sometimes maybe we can get a soul clap. Ew! Ew! Somebody up there is stomping like they're catching the Holy Ghost. Anyway, look. Kimora and her husband, Tim Listener, welcomed their first child, a boy named Wolf Lee. Now, remember, this is the kind of guy that I think a lot of, you know, like the older, more established celebrity girls need. This Tim Lister, she picks them right. This is Mariah. This is what you need. You don't need rappers and producers and famous people. You need this. Tim, as I've told you before, is the chief of Goldman Sachs Singapore. Yes. Yes. And Kimora has picked correct baby fathers the whole time, from Russell Simmons to Jaimin Hinsu, and now this Tim. And she locks them all down with kids and takes the coins and goes right to the bank. Good for you, Kimora.